going, you lot? What a lovely Sunday afternoon it is. I thought we'd just sort of hang out. Do you know what I mean? That's what you lot say in America, innit? Hang out. Let's hang out, man. So, I'll show you what I'm up to. Look. Oh, by the way, I'll show you that in a minute. That's nothing to do with anything, really, but interesting information with that. This is the petrol tank for the Roving, the Q Shorty. This little piece of, I don't know what it is. Probably asbestos or something. Knowing this come from China. I don't know what it is. But it's something, and it's meant to be heat-proof, and it does work. But originally, because on the original design of the Roving, the petrol tank is on top. Well, as I've explained before, for the actual long version of it, not the shorty, the petrol tank is there somewhere. But obviously it doesn't fit now, so they put it on the top here. But that exhaust was melting on the first generations, years ago when they first made these. It was melting the bottom of the petrol tank, and there was all the petrol come out. And they probably caught fire. I don't know. Never heard whether they caught fire or not. So they made this little thing here, and they just literally hot glued it on. Well, what's the trouble with hot glue? Well, hot glue obviously goes soft when it gets hot, because that's why it's called hot glue. It goes in a hot glue gun, which then makes it hot, which makes it soft and runny. Put it on its thing and then it dries. Well, doesn't really work, does it? Because the exhaust is hot. So the glue comes unstuck and it falls off. So I've used some supposedly heat resistant super glue. So that's just gluing on there now. I'm going to leave it. It takes 24 hours to dry, so that's going to be there now for, well, days and days. More than 24 hours anyway. But look at this. This, I wasn't able to get one of these for ages. It's got nothing to do with RC. Some of you may or may not follow. I've got an old Talbot Express camper van from 1990. Well, it's actually 1991, but so it's about 34 years old. And yeah, we go camping and things like that. And various bits and bobs. There's one place called Coastal Motorhomes. That was and still is kind of the place to get the parts you need for the van part of it, the chassis part. But a lot of the stuff now is coming off their list of parts. Either the manufacturers aren't manufacturing new parts for it anymore, or they're just not selling them. And I phoned them up several times. When are they going to get? This is a valve, a heater valve for the Matrix that lets the water go through for your heating inside where you sit, in your cab or whatever you want to call it. They never had one on their website. They never had one for ages. They had the Mark II version. Well, I should say newer. The Mark II version of the heater valve. It's different. I bought one anyway to see if I could make it fit. I can't make it fit because it's got a Mark I. Mine's a Mark I. It's all different. The matrix is different. The pipework's different. So I was just I tried to fix the one I had. It didn't work. And I thought, I'm going to try and find a second-hand one, blah, blah, blah. And I was on eBay, of all places, just looking. I was trying to find a second-hand one, a breaker's yard that's breaking the Talbot with the one I want, and I just put a second-hand valve, or maybe the whole matrix on it. And it come up, brand new heater valve. And I thought, blimey. And that was from Coastal Motorhomes eBay shop. So why they didn't have it on the phone, I don't know, we haven't got it in stock. But they had them on the eBay shop. Or they didn't even have it on their website. So what I reckon it's probably a return. They don't sell returns in the shop, but the eBay shop is the returns. Anyway, either way, I've inspected it and it appears to be good and working. It's got both seals. It has been opened in the past. You can see that someone's ripped it. But I've got myself a heater valve, so I won't be fitting that anytime soon. I've got many other things to do. It's from Italy. I've got many other things to do, but listen, we're not all into simply just RC stuff. I've got other stuff going on, and one of my other little projects is that classic motorhome. So I'm looking forward to getting that fitted. Obviously, we're going into summer now, so not really going to need heating, but obviously I want to get the heating working, ready for the winter. Because I did fix the valve that's on it now. I fixed it temporarily and it was good in the winter. Brilliant. The heating was roasting hot and it was nice driving around, because for the past 4 years I've been driving around every winter freezing cold, had to wear coats inside when we were driving around. And it was nice to have one winter where it was warm. The heating actually worked. But then obviously the valve broke again. But luckily it broke at the end of winter, so I'm not going to need it through summer, but I will get it working. So, man, if you want to see that kind of stuff, I'll put a little, what do you call it? Is it that side or I don't know. But I'll put a link somewhere. One of those little things that pops out and goes, "Hey, Jim." Who's Jim? Do you reckon he knows John? Johnny boy? I don't know. I just don't know. I'll have to ask him. When I see him again, I'll ask him. Yeah, so it's just a Sunday afternoon, so I'm just, as always, what I tend to do, I tend to sort of go on and off, in and out. Like, I'm not filming any of this part for any videos because I just simply don't want to. It's as simple as that. This is it. So I'm just sort of having a look at that, and then I'm going off and doing something else indoors. Done a bit of washing, etc, etc, had a bit of dinner, come back, cut the grass, had another look at this when I can be bothered. Now, I had a little bit of a problem with the clutch, I think, because I started it up briefly on that bench the other day. I didn't want to run it too long, because the next door neighbour is very fussy when it comes to things like this, and he doesn't like noise of any sort, really. So I ran it for a few seconds just to make sure it was going to start. I did give it a little bit of a rev, and I noticed that it wasn't even trying to move. Whereas in my opinion, for those amount of revs that it was at, it should have been trying to just go. I noticed it wasn't, so I thought to myself, perhaps I've done a bit of a problem, bit of a, what do they call it? You in America call it a boo-boo, didn't you? I've made a mistake with the clutch. But in my opinion, I mean, if you can see anything wrong with it, I mean, by the time this video goes live, I probably would have got it working anyway, but if you can see anything a bit dicky with it, let me know, because well, I can't. I've jammed a screwdriver in there, and I can prise them apart. That spring's obviously far too tough for me to. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it was just me being a bit dubious, and if I actually take it out to a field, pin the throttle, I reckon it will go. I reckon there's nothing wrong with that clutch. It's on around the right way, the little arrow there facing that way, and if I pull the, I can't pull it, I've got the piston stop in there, so only if I turn it that way. Let's turn it that way, look. If I pull the pull start, it will turn the engine the right way, which is the way the arrow is facing. So it all's put in correctly. I can't see any problem with it at all, so I'm just sort of messing around with it, really. Got to put this stupid bit of plastic back on, and I don't know how that happened. That melted years ago, years ago, about 10 years ago that melted. I don't know how I melted it. Obviously the socket what sits in there must have been hot and then gone straight through. But I'm just playing around, you lot, having a good afternoon, Put it in the comments for me. I want to know several things. Where are you in the world? But I want to know, have you entered the raffle to win a T-Max? I don't like throwing stuff at you like that, you know what I mean? It's up to you, it's completely up to you, for the price of a £5, you could win yourself a T-Max, a Traxxas T-Max, a second-hand one, albeit, but you could win yourself a T-Max, a running and driving T-Max, for a £5. Or if you want to buy more than one ticket, you can spend a bit more and you still get yourself a Nitro car, potentially, if you win. Have you entered? Have you thought about it? All the money, every single penny, will go to the Ace High Drone specialists, and that money will be spent going to the Ukraine and demining, getting rid of landmines, so that, not on the front line, but around, so that children and other people don't tread on them. Listen, if I can help someone in any way possible, I will do so, and it's no skin off my back to get those T-Maxes running and to raffle them and sell them on their behalf and give them the money. So let me know, and if it's not your sort of thing, never mind, it's one of those things. What I may do this year is, I'm not sure whether to get a different type of RC car, for example like an MP9. I don't know if I can afford an MP9. I will try. Maybe if I contact some RC shops, they might be able to help me out, give me a discount or something. I don't know. That's not your problem to worry about. An MP9. I was thinking about an FTX Carnage, getting one of them brand spanking new, and raffling it off for you lot to win, maybe, and then I can keep on doing that again, and maybe we'll work up to an MP9 or an MP10. Give away an MP10. I'd love to be able to do that. That would be great. Maybe. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. I love reading all of your comments. You're just brilliant, you know. Sometimes I think YouTube messes up because it doesn't say to me. I mean, I haven't got the notification things on my telephone unit. I don't like all of that. So I physically have to go onto the website or the app and have a look physically, you know what I mean, when I get a chance. But sometimes there's nothing there. There's like no, it doesn't say 1, 2, 3, it doesn't say anything. When I go in it, there's loads of comments. Some of them are like a week old. And I'm like, well, I didn't know that was there. No one told me. So, well, partially my fault for not having the notifications turned on. But I don't like being stuck to technology. So I like to go to technology, the phone, the laptop, when I want to. Because I used to have all the notifications on. But I found myself, every time it made a little dink, I'd go and look at it. Then I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. So that's why I don't have them on. What do you lot think of these roving buggy things? I mean, I'd love to. They do a few other variants, don't they? Like different ones. And I'd love to get a different, like, design, if you know what I mean. One of the other ones that they do. But I'm not in a position to be able to do that. But what do you lot think of them? You know, I think for the price point, well, at least what this one was when I bought it, they've probably gone up. I haven't looked. But they're probably a bit more expensive now than they were. When did I get this? About 4 years ago? 3 years ago? 4 years ago? Probably quite a bit more expensive now. But to be honest, I don't think they're too bad, you know. I mean, this one, in my opinion, I don't really take it easy with it. You know, it goes over that massive sand pit, for example, and it didn't break a thing, you know. And I took it to, it was like a big muck shift, wasn't it? And it had loads of fine dust, but that was going over the big bumps and the big lumps of clay and everything. Not a single thing broke. I mean, everything stayed in place. Nothing broke, you know. It's done some hefty jumps in its time, and nothing has broken. I mean, you lot recommended the first day I got this that I get this chassis plate to strengthen the front of the chassis, and I got it. So I don't know whether it would have bent or not, but it hasn't bent with that strengthening plate there. But to be honest, I think these are bloody brilliant. I really do. They need to redesign their air filters, Roven, because it doesn't matter what one you have. The foam is fine. The foam doesn't leak. It's where it seals. You know, the design of it is a bad design, and it lets through dust. And the thing is, these are designed to be used in dust and dirt because they're an off-road buggy. You're going to be using them in dust and dirt. So having a good functioning air filter is extremely important, and they do not make a good functioning air filter. But other than that, well, the engines are made of chocolate. Well, as we know, the first one ran 3 properly times. You know, a couple of times on the road up and down, but properly off-road, being used as it's meant to be used 3 times, and it wore out. And I run them rich. I run them extremely rich. Probably about 25 to 1 with the old oil there. I literally just pour it in. I use loads of oil, and the carburetor is adjusted rich, because that's just the way I like it. I'd rather them be rich than be lean, if you know what I mean. I don't care about performance. I literally have no cares about performance. I just like them rich. And anyway, it wore out. So, but we've got the bore kit on there now. The Roven, genuine Roven, 30.5cc bore kit. So we'll have to see. And crank, obviously. It's got a new crank and top end. So we'll see. Is that going to be the same story? Is it going to wear out after 3 or 4 times? Or is it going to be reliable? You know, plenty of oil in there. Plenty, you know, it's all... We'll see, man. We will see. I'm really excited about getting it going again. But let me know in the comments as well. What do you think of them? Have you got yourself a Rover, and have you got the long one, the Baja thing, or have you got the little shorty, or have you got one of the other ranges? What they do, I think they do trophy trucks and all that kind of stuff, don't they? Probably trying to rival Losi and all that kind of stuff. What do you think? Do you think they're worth it? I genuinely think they do. They are, I mean. Depending on how much they cost these days, but if you pay the price that they were about 4 or 5 years ago, I think they're worth it. One of the next things on the list, a little bit of a, I suppose it's a little bit of a what's to come, I suppose. This Savage 25, I actually took this out this morning, and the video, obviously it's not, I haven't made the video yet. I've got to do the second half of it. The first half, it wouldn't start, but it started, but then it conked out. But the one-way bearing on the roto start gave up, so I need to take the roto start off and probably put a new one-way bearing on it. But other than that, I think it was probably going to be okay. So yeah, bit of a spoiler. That's coming up when I get the chance to do that and put the video together. But that's a Savage 25, and a bloody lovely truck. 25s are great. When I was actually out I was a random industrial estate, found a nice car park, and I was trying to get that to start, and all of a sudden this car pulled in. I thought to myself, oh no, not bloody, I don't mind people being around, I don't care, I film in public, I don't care about any of that kind of stuff, but sometimes cars pull in and they park right behind you, or right in the way, you know what I mean? You want to just go up and down the car park and they park in the way. Anyway, he parked up and he come out and he was like, I'm one of your subscribers. And I was like, oh, bloody hell, you're not, are you? He's like, yeah. So that was a nice little surprise. Met a subscriber. That was very nice. But it's a little bit concerning, though. If people can work out where I am, yeah, might have to go to a different car park in the future. But it is always nice to meet people, do you know what I mean? As long as they're not stalking me, that is. Anyway, 25 coming up. Roving Q Shorty coming up. Listen, I thought it would be nice just to sort of hang out for 10 minutes on a nice Sunday afternoon. I appreciate you stopping by. If you do fancy trying to win a T-Max, me and Simon, and I'm sure many people in the Ukraine will appreciate you entering the raffle. You may win, you may not. And there's 6 of them in total, I think. I think there's 5 and a Revo. May do another raffle, or may just put them all up for a really good price to get them all gone, to get the money over there so they can go and do their stuff, what they need to do. They're no good sitting here, are they? But if you do want to do that, we appreciate it massively. Thank you very much. If not, no pressure at all. And I'll see you lot on the next one. Think about sticking around if you feel like it. All you got to do is press that little button. I don't ask you lot often, but if you want to, little subscribe button, stick around. You help me, you have fun, we have a good time. Cheerio you lot, all the best, take care.